Thank you for taking your time about seeing this video. So a little bit about me before we are starting to learning something. I'm a founder of Astronomer.io. It's a e-learning platform for people that want to take simulations before they're going up for the CNCF certifications, the community of the cloud native. You can visit on Astronomer.io. That would be in the description too. I am a Kubernetes specialist. I spend all of my time to Kubernetes, and I see myself as a very big cloud native enthusiast. And then I love to learn out of what I'm doing. So in this case, I'm a public speaker. I'm speaking on different meetups and conferences. That's a little about me, and I think it's time to go into the content of these videos. Welcome to this video. In this video you will be prepared to do the CKS exam, and I will show you how you can use the Falco custom rules. And as you can see here, you could technically just copy paste every steps here, and then it's well working inside your Kubernetes cluster, and then you're done and you can prove, yes, I know that. But the reality is, when I see this kind of videos online, they're going very fast through that. And in this video I will show you, based on an example where we say we have we deploy the demo workload, and then we find a case how we can solve it, and based on that you will complete it. Because I think it's very important to not just learn to copy paste and try to memorize it. I think it's very important to try it out at yourself and see what's going on. So that's what we're going to do. And I have the documentation ready. You should know. This is the Falco, and you need to go for the basic elements for the Falco rules. It's on documentation and concept, rules, and basic of Falco rules. The next page that's very good to know, it's the fields of condition and outputs. It's very good. You can see here the event time, event no, and so on. Everything you can do. Very good for learning it. So let's go back here and copy the workload into the cluster. So let's deploying this workload as a default one, so we can see what's going on. And on the namespace kubectl get pod, the namespace we want, and you can see it's running now. So everything, it's up and running, and it's time to create a rule about as a config map, and that's what we're gonna do next. So we will flip to the documentation, because we want to create that documentation when you're in an exam, you don't have access to your notes, so you need to find a way to memorize stuff. And I feel it easier to use the documentation just to point out, to get a simple one, and then remember some small snippet of what you really need to change before you can get the result you want. And that's why we want to take this from the documentation. So let's just do that. I think it's this step. The basic elements is this one. So we want to copy that, not the link, but this one, and going back to the terminal. And inside the terminal we want to create a nano custom rule.yaml and paste it in. Now you have pasted the stuff inside, and what we need to change here is this one, and let's just remove that and create what we want to create. So what we want to do over here is we want to say event, not this one, event type is equal for open, or the event type should be open add. And the name should be temp map. And what we want to search, I will show you the workload a little bit, but what we want to search about, it's the temp.mem, in the exam, I have the expectation about it's handled about the memory, so you can see about the memory leak or it's a memory touching or something like that. But in this case, we just do it in the fast one, and of course create the rules. You can see that. So in this way, we want to say detect temp mem access. And we don't want to change the description. It doesn't matter because we are only interested to get the information. And in this case, we have everything we need. I think let's just delete this one so you can see what we want. So the output should be the process, the process name, exits the temp mem. And we want to see the only thing we want to do is see is the container. It's equal to container ID, and the image is equal to container image repository. That's the only thing we want to see. And just use this one just for information about ourselves, and that's safe. And remember about the file name, the custom rule .yaml. It's very important because that's what we want to do loading later. I promised you to see the workload we're deploying. So let's go back for GitHub. So what we basically deploy here, if we've been deploying different stuff, the namespace and 3 pods, and everything here happened to the Falco CPU, and we are touching the temp mem folder. And if you just open this one log, you will not see that because it's nothing inside. We just touch it, cat it out to the memory, so you don't see it anything. So it's important we can detect that in this case, because the attack surface will be you do something, you will be exposed to the log, so you will have no chance to see that. So that's what we do, and that's why we just search for the temp mem. So let's going back to the terminal again. I think it's time to apply the rule, and what we're gonna do. It's we want to find the kubectl, get DaemonSet, and just see anything. And we can see we have the Falco here. So that's what we're going to do. It's in Falco, and we want to edit this one. And remember the name, we have this custom rule.yaml. Let's open it. And I'm not so good for Vim, so just be with me. So we are searching for the containers, and we need to find the one with Falco. So spec container, and this is the name Falco. Inside Falco, we want to add the volume mounts, and it's below here. And whoops, we're going here. And we say mount path should be etc Falco, and then rules.d. the custom rule.yaml. And this one should be very important for you to remember. The rules.d, it's where Falco load all the rules from, so it's a way where you can place new rules inside. So that's very important to know, and just remember your file name, and then we call it custom rule, just to make it simple. And then the subpath should be custom rule, the file name we just used. And then we're going down and we want to find the volumes, because now we have mounted the volume and now going below, and we know that file is a config map, right? So that's what we're gonna do here. It's a name should be custom rule config map, and default mode should be 420, and the config map should be Falco custom rule, something like that. And I just remember about we don't have applied anything yet, so maybe this one will not work. Let's see what's here, because we don't have applied the config map yet. It's definitely edit, but if I'm restarting it now, it will not work because we don't have creating the config map yet. So let's doing this. So before we are restarting the Falco DaemonSet, I think it's important to just apply the config map. So we will apply it to the Falco namespace. We will create a config map, and it should be Falco custom rule, and it's from the file custom rule, and that's it. Let's just confirm the config map is there. kubectl gets config map from namespace Falco, and you can see it's created. So that's making a sorry, not this one. We want to say the output, and you can see we have the rule here. So everything should be fine. So what we want to do now, say kubectl get pod from the namespace Falco, and I know this we could just making a rolling update, but that's requiring you need to know something more. So if you just delete the pod, it could be faster. So just say get the pod is the 1 second. So let's see about it's restarting or something like that. If we confirm this one is up and running correct, then we can delete the 2 others, and you can see it's running, and just terminate the other one automatically. So just it's taking a little bit of time, but it's fine. Let's see about it's up and running now, and yes, it is. So now we can do the next step about grab the logs from that Falco deployment DaemonSet, sorry, and you can do it in different ways, but I will prefer to use labels. So let's try to grab it here. kubectl the namespace Falco, and we want logs with the label app kubernetes.io/name is equal with Falco, and we want to say tail 50 and keep it going, and grab what you find with temp mem, and you can see now we basically get the rule here. It's triggered, and what we can see is the container ID is this one, and the container name is busybox, and the container images repository is the busybox. So we have everything here, but we and the latest, and then we have the KS pod name is equal to Falco CPU. So in this case we can see it's this pod Falco CPU, and we can see it's inside the namespace. So the next step we need to do now is taking the CPU and scale it down to 0. That's what I know the exam is about, because that's something I have failed before, and that's why I'm creating this video, because I know this is a very big trap to be in. So it's not funny, and you can lose a lot of points to lose this one. So let it scaling down. So kubectl get deploy from the name of the namespace. We have 3.1, and what we want to do, it's taking the CPU where we just confirmed is the problem, and we want to scale it down by scale deploy to 0, and then it should be scaling down. So let's check again. Say kubectl get deploy from the namespace we have here, and see what's going on. And you can see here now it's just scaling down. If I'm taking the pods from the namespace, the pods is gone too. So now we only have the two GPUs, AMD and NVIDIA, that's running pods, and not the CPU anymore. And that's how you can do it in hands-on. If you just want to try it and see it in action, you can just go for the Git repository and just copy paste and see how it's working. And you can try a different approach, but I feel this one easier to remember rather than the other long and more correct way to do it. The exam doesn't care about you do it in the perfect way. It's just thinking about you need to solve the exact problem. So it's very important to just use the shortest path to do this, to basically get the result you want. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you give it a subscription by hitting the like button. And if you have any questions, please make a comments below, and I hope you want to share this one. Thank you so much, and see you next time.